grand rising, powerful being. It's the holistic motivator, and I'm grateful to be here once again to serve you. How do I serve you? I want to talk about letting go of doubt and the fear of not being good enough. I wouldn't be here if I was doubting myself. I wouldn't be here if I didn't think I wasn't good enough. I wouldn't be sharing my life. So that's the problem when you don't share you. Somebody who needs what you have missing out on it, and you miss out on what you can bring. So a lot of people miss out. So if you want to let go of doubt and the fear of not being good enough when it comes to doing something, whether it's your dream, whether it's a passion, whether it's a vision or a mission that you got, you want to keep tapping into this episode because I'm about to share with you how to let go of that fear, how to choose courage and strength instead of fear, to have faith rather than saying, man, I'm not sure what's going to happen. Rather than saying that, say, I am sure no matter what happens, I can handle it. All right, so letting go of doubt, fear, and indecision. So doubt, fear, indecision are the greatest killers of our dreams. Now, somebody asked me, where did you get that from? Did you make that one up? Well, first of all, I didn't make nothing up, right? First of all, the word has it in there. But besides the word, one guy that I heard talk about it a lot is Mr. Jim Rohn. And indecision, fear, and doubt is what stops most people from achieving whatever they want. Why is that? Because when you doubt yourself, you don't decide. When you're scared of what may happen or that you may not be good enough, not only do you not decide, but you don't act. So doubt coupled with fear are about the two worst things to couple together. If you put doubt with fear, you're putting two of the most limiting emotional states ever to your life. And why would you want to speak that? Why would you want to bring that to you? Right? Why would you want to bring doubt and fear to your heart? And your question is, I didn't bring it, right? I didn't bring doubt and fear to my heart. I just seem to doubt and fear. Right? You're like, I didn't bring doubt and fear to my life. I just seem to doubt and fear. So let me ask you a question. Do you not, so you didn't bring it. It just kind of happened, right? So let me ask you, when you doubt yourself, what are you thinking that causes you to doubt yourself? When you're fearful, what causes that fear? Right now, we're just asking questions, right? I'm a holistic lifestyle coach. And one of the things that I do for people is I ask them questions so that they could discover things about themselves so can they can take the actions. What I'm doing now live on the podcast for you is, thank you, Rooster. I'm asking you questions that's going to bring you up to different realizations. Okay, so my question for you is, do you create your doubt and your fear? And or do you create your joy and your glee? Or is it just happen to you? If you go to the last podcast, I was saying that things don't just happen. Things happen because you made them just. Write this one down, right? Things don't just happen. Things happen because you made them just. You made them okay to experience over time. And you have gotten accustomed to the experience of feeling it. And I'm not talking about your spirit. Everything that I say you, and I'm identifying it, I'm talking about your carnal being. Anything that I say you, and I'm putting something you don't want, I'm talking about how you're currently experiencing life. I'm not talking about your spirit, because if I was saying you as in your spirit, then I'd be condemning you. I am not condemning you to any way of being. So I'm not condemning you to doubt. Please don't do it to yourself. I'm not condemning you to fear. Please don't do it to yourself. I am just observing that there are parts of us, Eckhart Tolle says, the pain body, that holds the memory of fear, that holds the memory of doubt. And I want to let you know how to free yourself from the memory of fear and from the memory of doubt. Notice the word memory.
Memory. Your fear is actually a memory sprouted from the amygdala, which is one of the major aspects that have to do with your fear. Not only is there a brain part of your brain that is dedicated to keep you alive, so it utilizes fear so you can act, fear also gets stuck in your muscle tissues, just as the amygdala is causing a response, mental response, which secretes chemicals or what they call hormones. Your body is now taking that fear and putting it as muscle tightness. So when I'm saying you, I'm talking about what you've embodied so far. And let's go back up. I'm not gonna confuse you. Embody, meaning what you put into your body, what your body memorized your way to be. So imagine that every time you got exposed to a snake, you got scared. But some kids, have you ever seen like a 2 to 3 year old and they're playing with a snake or a rat? And you're like, why? How come this 3 year old is playing with a snake or a rat? Like, I'm scared of rats. But this 3 year old is not afraid of no rat. Why is that? Here's what happened. They haven't been programmed yet. They haven't embodied the fear of the rat. Like, young children don't have all fears until they learn to be fearful of it. So not all fears are ingrained. Fear is a response to a lot of things that we've been hardwired to believe that this is going to lead to a demise. You get what I'm saying? So how many of us fear walking outside so we wear a mask on our faces? Now let me tell you, is there a legit threat that will kill you from the instant you walk outside? Not necessarily. The virus is not airborne. Airborne. You have to be around people. How many people are in fear right when they walk to somebody and they're not encouraged to say, man, my immune system is strong. I got this. Fear will allow you to make decisions that will not best serve you. But anyways, let's get back into letting go doubt and fear and the fear of not feeling good enough. So I was talking about that doubt leads to indecision. Fear gets you stuck at the headlight, just like doubt does. Look, listen. Doubt is before you even run off, you don't even start the run. Like, doubt is freezing before you got started. Because you doubted yourself and you didn't act anyways, which is what courage is. Guess what happens? You didn't even get the chance to start. Now, fear is normal. Fear can happen when you're at the starting line. Some people, they're at the starting line, they get the fear, so they run, they stop. Some people, they're at the starting line, they get the fear, but boom, they run anyways. What's the difference? What's the difference between the person who never ran, who never got to the starting line, and the person who was at the starting line and they were fearful, but they still ran? So what am I saying? I'm saying doubt is the one you want to work from the most. Because if you doubt yourself, you'll never get into being scared. Even though doubt is a form of fear. Doubt is a form of fear. But doubt is that form of fear that stops you from beginning from beginning at all. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Have you ever had to do a math problem? You knew how to do the problem, but you doubted yourself, so you never really picked up the paper to do it. You're like, I'm not so good at geometry. So what happens is you never did it. That's what doubt does, because it's like it's sprouted from fear, but it almost like it shuns any possibility. So somebody says, how do I let go of it, Ed? I need to know. Well, first we have to understand what it is before we can let it go. Because if we're misunderstanding what it is, if we're not saying it's doubt, then you're saying something is wrong with me. When you identify with the doubt and the fear, you then say there's something wrong with me. You feel like you're not good enough. So I want to let you know that doubt and fear are a normal part of the human experience, and do not let it go. Do not let it lead to that, oh, I have a doubt, I have fear, therefore I'm not good enough. That is a lie. I have doubts, I have fears, therefore I'm human. Congratulations, you're alive. You have doubt, you have fear. You're having the human experience. You're not deficient because you're doubting and you're having fear. You're just having that human experience. Now, maybe you're not being as efficient as you possibly can, but it doesn't mean you're deficient. It just means you're somewhere that you need to work through. So when doubt and fear becomes an identity, you start to believe that you're not good enough. You operate your life out of the fear of failure, the fear of not being good enough, the fear of not being accepted, the fear of standing out because you're not standing in. So now somebody asks me, how do I let go doubt? How do I let go fear? The answer is not an answer. The answer is the growth. So now, if I gave you one answer to release doubt, it wouldn't be the right answer. By the way, share this video to 5 friends and comment done. If I gave you one answer to release doubt, it wouldn't be an answer. And what I mean by that is this. You don't release doubt in one instance. You build up courage in many instances. I want you to write this down. I've said so many things on this podcast, and I've said it for the first time. So just best believe that the Lord is using me. Shout out to the Most High. So we don't get out of doubt by doubting if we'll get out of it. We get out of doubt by stepping into our courage every day and do it in spite of. Listen, you're not going to eradicate fear all the way from your life. It will pop up. But what you can do is you can enhance your courage. You can enhance the confide in you. So to release doubt, to release fear and the feeling of not good enough, first you got to learn to love who you are. You got to really educate yourself on who you are as a being, as a spirit being, to the point where you really understand your power. The journey itself will allow you to release the doubt. Now, of course, there are conscious strategies, which I teach specifically. But like I tell you during this podcast, I cannot do the transformation with you all the way. You got to come to the space for that. However, I can give you enough to see it. Here's what I mean. Your doubt, I had this doubt in my mind at some point. Sometimes I would work so hard throughout the day, working on bettering myself as a speaker, as educating myself on what I'm teaching now, doing the work, putting out content, marketing, getting clients, helping people with their physical bodies, right? And I woke up encouraged. I went back to sleep in shame, and I spent the day doubting myself if I'll ever get there. Not every day, but on most days. Not at all moments, but in the moments where I wasn't present. So you asking me, what do you mean by this, bro? Here's what I mean. I woke up super pumped up about the day, living on purpose, purposefully. And I did the works that would bring forth the result. But then because I looked at the external result and my bank account didn't match my works, I doubted me. I identified not making the money with not being good enough. So my doubt led to the fear of failure, which led to the experience of I'm not good enough, which perpetuated more doubt, more fear, and caused more failure. So I was going through a cycle in my life where I was the talented being who was gifted, who had the purpose, who was endowed, who was chosen. But because I just kept waking up encouraged, but then I let the devil of doubt creep in and say, look at you, look what you doing, look where you're at. You're never gonna be there. Look at them. I started to look at what other people were doing. I'm like, they're living out their best life. They're speaking on stages. I'm like, I can do that too. I'm good. I'm talented. But then I would doubt myself. Then I would be fearful. I was living out of my amygdala and not living out of my neocortex. A lot of us are living out of our amygdalas and we're not living out of our neocortex. We're living in the matrix. We're being sleep. I ask you now, be neo, my friend. And what I mean by that, step into the driver's seat of your mind and take control and drive your life. Stop letting the scripts of your fears pop up and run your life. Like Eckhart Tolle says, stop letting your pain body take over your spiritual body. Stop letting your pain body take over your mind. Stop letting your pain body take over your present moment. And the way you do that first is you got to educate yourself on your power. That's what being empowered is. First, you educate yourself on your power. Then you know how powerful you are. Then you know how to access the power. Then you actually tap into it. That's what empowerment is about. A man will not be empowered if they don't know that the power exists. If I don't know that there's a power, how can I get empowered? If I don't even tap into that power, then how can I get energized enough to say lit so I can transform my life? Not gonna happen. So there's a divine intervention in your life that says this: to get in power, you have to know the power. You have to know what you possess. You have to know of your manifestation capability. You have to know that emotions are energies and emotions, and therefore they determine the outcome of your life. So once you know that, you're saying, I'm not going to choose to reside in fear. I'm not going to doubt myself because I know that I have went through tough times before and I sprouted out of that. I've came from the darkest moments and I've became an inspiration to the masses. I wrote that in my vision statement. Somebody commented on my post, Godfrey Music, right? One of my posts. He said something powerful. He was like, man, I remember like 4 or 5 years ago, I saw you sleeping in your car. I'm so empowered by the fact that you're putting out all of this great content and helping other people. You know, I respect you for that. Why? Sometimes in life, in order for you to respect yourself, you would have to go through some really strong pain, get on the other side of it, then you earn that respect. Right? You've earned it from a character standpoint. You said it was hard, it was difficult, but I made it through. It was tough, but I made it through. There's a character building activity called pain. While most of us were like, yo, this means I'm deficient, God is using his most efficient tool. And the efficient tool of pain is utilized for the people who's going to get the most gains. So while you're in your darkest moment, you thinking it's dark, 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 God is saying it's development, development, development. But instead of staying in shame, blame, guilt, and doubt, have faith, courage, strength. Faith, courage, strength, and effort. Instead of staying in blame, fear, and doubt, have courage, strength, and effort. That is the qualities of the Creator. I told you, doubt is not going to be eradicated from your life. I told you, fear is not going to be eradicated from your life. I told you, sometimes you might feel like you're not good enough. However, empowerment is saying, in spite of that human experience, in spite of the doubt, I'm going to do it. In spite of fear, I'm going to push through. Even if I see them, I know that I'm not comparing me to they. I am connecting me to the I am. Instead of comparing yourself to others, why don't you combine with the divine? Come on. Instead of comparing yourself to others, why don't you combine with the divine and bring yourself out here? Somebody says, what do you mean when I say bring yourself out here? Some of you or some people are not bringing themselves out there. They're bringing the program bodies. And then they're thinking that there's somebody being programmed, bringing their program responses, their program words. Some people speak exactly like they watched their whole life, which means they speak like they saw from the TV show. They dress like they saw from the TV show. They even interact with others based on how they saw others do it on TV. So some of us are living TV programmed life. That's why it's called TV programming. So you're like, how do you get from that TV programming? You got to get a wider vision. And to have a clear vision, you have to type in to the clairvoyant being. The one who sees through it all gives you the best sight because he worketh through insight. Sight inside. You're like, yo, that's deep, mind blowing. He's working within me right now as we speak. How do you do that? You let go of doubt and you let go of fear and you realize that you're good enough. So there was a point in my life where I knew I was going to be this great speaker and I was going to reach millions of lives. I'm going to touch millions of people and I'm going to touch billions before I die. And when I die, it will quadruple. The reason why I say that is one day I had to really believe that it's not just me that's going to do this. This is where I really let go of the fear and the doubt. I had to understand it's not just me that have the courage. It's not just me that has the strength. And it's not just me. Whenever I speak about myself, I'm not saying it because I'm giving myself credit. I'm saying to say, look at me. If God can use me, he can use anybody. And he's using those who says, hey, I'm not weak. I'm not alone. I'm not by myself. I'm not unpurposefully put here. I am a being who's full of purpose. And I can do all things. And when you say that, when you have that belief, somebody said, well, how would I find the skill set, the knowledge, the wisdom, the how to? It's all within you. But what's holding it back is your doubt. What's holding back is you dwelling on the fear, not the fear itself, but the dwelling on the fear. What's holding it back is your lack in confiding in you. So some of us wonder why we can't trust God. Well, it's because you don't even trust yourself. And somebody says, I have trust issues. Well, it's because you turn the issues into the determinant of what you're going to trust. Just because you have issues in your life and with other people doesn't mean you should start trusting yourself. The reason why some people have trust issues is because they let their issues determine whether they're going to trust. And not only do they stop trusting in others, they stop trusting in themselves so they can stop trusting in others. Some people are not taking forth the actions because they don't trust themselves to achieve it. There was a point in my life where I was doing really well. And I was posting content, I was helping people, I was doing interviews, I was doing shows. My life looked like it was going up in the right road. And then I was doing so much that I wasn't being enough. And I don't mean that I wasn't enough, but I wasn't presently enjoying the present enough. I was doing too much and not being enough. And by being, I mean I wasn't being present enough. I wasn't being in my spirit enough. So here's the story. By the way, I'll point this out. Y'all stop leaving the live whenever I'm telling a story, because there's going to be a point right after it where it's going to hit you. It's going to be the transformation. So I'm saying that specifically. I see people leave whenever I talk about myself. I'm not talking about myself because I want to talk about me. This is about you. I'm pouring my soul into you. Like, trust me. So when I say that I had to let go of that fear, and I notice it every time, so I had to point that out of love. So when I say that I had to let go of that doubt, because the Creator says, if you doubt that I can work it through you, why shall I work through you? You have to believe. Belief is the recruitment tool. It's like when you believe, you tell the universe, give me what I need. When you believe, you tell the universe, give me what I need. And all the forces work for you. All because you believe. When you believe, you tell the universe what you need. When you doubt, it's wishy-washy. So the universe gives you partial what you need, partial what you don't need, partial what you don't want, and that's because you are wavering in the wave of doubt. Sometimes you believe, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you believe, sometimes you don't. So when I was in that circumstance, when I was crushing my life, I was doing interviews, I was doing these things, what happened was one day I crashed. I got burnt out. I couldn't do it anymore. Not only did I get burnt out, the fear got so stuck in me, I got depressed. The anxiety that I didn't deal with got so stuck in me, I couldn't wait out of bed. So I went a month sleeping. I couldn't even do anything. I was so tired. I was so sluggish. I had a lost a desire for life. And I thought to myself, if I got to the top, if I really, really got where I want to be, can I sustain it? And I got scared. I was like, you see, I might end up here again, so let me not chase my dream. Let me not do what I'm purposefully here to do. Some of you are benefiting out of me getting out of my doubt right now, and it's because I had to grow to make that decision enough over time to the point where it's eradicated. And I still have doubts, I still have fears, but I work it out of them. So when I was in that moment, I asked myself, what if 25 years from now, and I'm telling you, the what ifs is where the thing's gonna stop you. I was like, what if 25 years from now, I'm touching a lot of lives and I get in this state again? Would I lose everything? A fear of loss came up. And this fear of loss, what it did for me is it caused me to never go out for the game up until I had to let that go so I can grow. I had to say that this moment did not come here to break me, and it will not come back in the future. It came here to teach me how to manage my time. It came here to teach me how to breathe. It came here to teach me how to not be overwhelmed, but how to actively set up the things to make me well. And because of that, I said, I'm going to live my life holistically. And at that moment, I said, I'm going to take a holistic approach to life. So your pain sprouts a mission. I had a new vision. I was saying, listen, it's not just about building a business. It's not just about your physical body. It's not just about your mind, but it's in what you eat. It's in how you breathe. It's in how you look at the plants. It's in how you appreciate the sky. It's in your gratitude. It's in your journaling. It's in your holistic living. When I realized that, out of my pain, I sprouted a whole new segment. Now I created a niche. So the thing that I thought was holding me back from being a creator, the thing that I thought was holding me back from being a holistic motivational speaker, the thing I thought was holding me back from being an influencer was the thing that was niching me down to really have the impact. So I'm here today expressing to you what I'm expressing to you in this way is because I went through a tough moment and I thought this moment was going to break me. I doubted myself. I feared of myself. I said, look, maybe you're not good enough for this. Hey, look, maybe you won't succeed at this. Hey, maybe you can't touch lives. But then every day I woke up and I said, I know this is how my body feels, but no matter what, I'm going to do it anyways. And I did it anyways. And I'm doing it anyways. Sometimes people show, sometimes people don't show. I do it anyways. I get up anyways. I do the podcast anyways. It's one person. I do it anyways. Every single day, I let go of the doubt. Every single day, I let go of the fear. Every single day, I let go of thinking that I'm not good enough. And I realize that I'm not just good enough, but I'm great. I am enough. I am from the source. And it's not just the power that worketh in my mind, it's the power that worketh in my soul. The power that worketh within me can move mountains. But the power that worketh within me can change lives. The power that working within me can get you fueled up, pumped up, fired up. And after this video, you're like, let's go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to grow. I'm ready to step away from the dirt. I'm ready to sprout. It's spring season. It's spring season, so grow out of it. It's spring season. Stop doubting yourself. It's spring season. Stop giving into the fear. The fear has not came to break you. It has came to alert you. And that alertness, let it get you focused so you can focus on where you're going. So you could push through any walls. So you could navigate through the stormy waters. So you could endure the tough circumstances. And I said this rising. Listen, you have to stump. You have to put your foot down and say, I am going to do this. You have to hop in the ocean of your purpose. You have to stump. And guess what you do? You have to stump on your limitations. You have to stump on the doubt. You have to stump on the fear. You have to say the devil is a lie. You got to say it with enough power, with enough emotion, with enough conviction, with enough belief, with enough faith. This is how you move your life. This is how you move mountain. This is how you change your energy. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am not a doubtful person. I am not a fearful person. I am more than good enough. I am great. I am not a doubtful person. I am not a fearful person. I am more than good enough. I am great. And then after you said that, dismantle those old beliefs. No longer stick with those I am. You have to say, I am courageous. You have to say, I am doing it in spite of fear. You have to say, I am a piece of the divine. I am so powerful. I can create all things. I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. You have to believe in yourself. You have to know that you are not a weak being. You are not a weak body. You are not a weak roach. You are a sentient being. You are a light being. You are a powerful being. You are enduring. You could push through. You can handle the challenges. Fear is going to come up. Anxiety is going to come up. Depression is going to come up. But this moment has not come to break you. This moment has not come to shun you. This moment has come to enlighten you, to teach you, to allow you to sprout out of your seed of limitations and grow into the tree of abundance. But you got to start with that. I am going to change my life. Every day you got to prime yourself into this state. You got to speak yourself into this way. And you got to live out this life, because that's the only way things are going to change for you. Now, there's the practical. How do I let go of the doubt from a daily? How do I journal myself out of the doubt? Guess what? That's the journey. We have to get ourselves in a state where we can do it, but the solution comes with the journey. The solution comes with the journey. And I invite you to stay on the journey. Don't give in to the problem, but stay true to the solution, which is going to be your lifestyle. So the solution is going to be your lifestyle. So stay true to the solution. That's my message, and I'm speaking to it. I will save the lives. Listen, I gave you a piece of my spirit just now, and it empowers me, but it also drains me. Therefore, I am closing out the podcast. I didn't hold anything back. When I used to have doubt, I didn't express myself fully. I have to express myself. When I used to have fear, I would think about what you would be thinking about me, but I'm not thinking about that. It's because every day I did the work, and I'm doing it. I'm doing it with other people. But most people are not going to do the work with me now. Or they're not even going to hop in. They're going to say it's too expensive. I can't afford it. You can't not afford to grow alongside the Holistic Lifestyle Tribe. You cannot afford to join us. You cannot afford to tap into the Rise and Prime sessions. This energy, this education, this information I give you, we apply it through the tribe, and it's the transformation that I give to you. So I invite y'all to get the transformation that happens when you join the Holistic Lifestyle Tribe, which is a holistic health community, which is like a support system for your health. And it has multiple pillars. The pillars include, how do you go through your day-to-day, the habits, right? In order to build a holistic lifestyle, you need to have holistic habits. The major way we do that is with Rise and Prime. Starting your day in the most efficient way, which is to move your body, to get in touch with your mind, and to transmute your emotions. We do that every day doing Rise and Prime with mindful movement, personal development, mental health check-in, and powerful affirmations. By doing that consistently, we start our day off of the right way, and that prolongs throughout the day. Then our habits start to evolve. So, today we was talking about letting go of doubt and fear. And what we did collectively is we did those actions, we did the movements, we did the affirmations. Our minds got so in line with each other that the transformation happens while we're together. So that's why I'd be like, yo, this is cool, but you gotta dive into the transformation. And I'm not boasting, I'm not bragging, I'm not making myself high, but I'm going to touch millions of lives. Right now, I have 5 average people coming to the tribe meeting. There's over 30 people in the tribe. So what am I saying right now? I'm saying, if you know what I'm saying to you is real and from my heart, join the tribe. Join us right now. Go to Holistic Lifestyle Tribe right now. Don't say I'm gonna do it later. I want you to do this like exactly right now. Join it. Join the membership. Get in the work. You're like, your spirit is saying, man, I need to do this. I need to let go of this. Do the work. And if you're already part of the tribe, show up. Show up. Come. Dude, this is the transformation. This is my life's mission. I can't not do this. And I can't stay here and be like, man, I have something that the world needs, but man, I don't know if I need to share them. Like, I can't sit here anymore and be like, I have something that will benefit your life, but I'm like, man, they don't want to do it. Holisticlifestyletribe.com, y'all. Y'all need to register for this right now. Like, right, need to register for this right now. Guess what? Because some of you are going through some real tough times in your life. And I'm not saying that I can change your life, but I'm saying that the community that you can be part of will allow you to give you the tools that will help you change your own life. So this is my message, and I'm sticking to it. I'm unapologetic about it. What I have to offer is valuable, and it needs to be heard. I love you, and I know that we resonate with each other because we have similar experiences and our hearts are aligned. So until next time, I'll see you in the tribe call. And guess what? Let's say you say, I'm not ready to join the tribe. I told you, do it right now. But guess what? Tomorrow, try one of the Rising Prime sessions. Just show up one time. If you can show up for a live, you can show up for a Zoom call. Like, I love it when people say, I love your podcast. You love my podcast. Come to the transformation. I love you more to know that information is not enough. Transformation is the action. Transformation is learning how to breathe. I tell you, you need to breathe, but how do you do it? I tell you, you need to move. How do you do it? I tell you, you need to eat healthy, but how specifically? I tell you, you need to detox, but how specifically? You have to join to know. You want to work through your own. You want to be able to navigate. You need me to ask you specific questions that will allow you to see. That's what I do as a coach. I'm not perfect. But what I do is I let God use me, and because of that, I can serve you. So when I'm saying join the tribe, try one of the Rise and Prime sessions, I'm not trying to build a business. I'm on a mission, y'all. I know there are souls that are being taken over by fear. And they're not trying to save you, they're trying to kill you. And I'm here to say to you that you are not dead, you are alive. You can live. So that is my message. I'm sticking to it. I wish not to convince you, but I wish to speak into you to tell you that the time is now. Your tribe is calling you. Your tribe is calling you. And if you believe that this is true, just join the tribe. Click the link below. Go to holisticlifestyletribe.com and sign up for this. Okay? So with that being said, y'all, stay in your power, stay motivated, stay educated, stay elevated, and stop doubting yourself, stop living in fear, and get into your courage. You got to grow to the next level. All right, remember, y'all. Remember, you have the unlimited power. You have the unlimited power in you to achieve whatever you want, to create the life that you want. I'm creating it as we speak. I'm manifesting. I'm impacting people's lives. I'm impacting a mother that's going to impact a child, and the child's going to impact somebody else. All I did was I let go of my doubts, my fears, and I realized that I am enough. That's why I did this whole podcast. So stay blessed, stay in your power, let your light shine, don't hide it, don't dim it. That's my message, and I'm sticking to it. It's the Holistic Motivator. I want to thank you, Max, for watching. I want to thank you, Smart Lady, for watching. Y'all stay blessed. Stay in your power.